Alright, so welcome to the halfway point in the NFL predictions. I was completely wrong on a lot of them last week, but I did get some really right. Like, I did call the Saints were going to be the winners for last week, and I was shockingly right. There were a few others I was wrong, but they were close. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so, yeah, I know these videos get low views, but I figured, what the hell, I like doing them, and there is, like, a small following for them, so I'm gonna keep doing this, for a while. It's a nice change of pace, as always. So anyway, let's start off with tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be boring. I don't even think I'm gonna watch it. It's the Jets taking on the Colts. Colts, you had a heartbreaker in overtime against my Titans. You cost me Derrick Henry. I'll be mad about that in a little bit later. Jets, you had an upset win against the Bengals by introducing Mike White, who's literally looks like a fucking OC generated Madden generated QB. Like, he literally looks like someone who comes out of the Madden video games. They're calling him Mighty Mike Lightning. I call it dumb luck, but yeah. Jets have a good defense. Mike White brought that offense to life against the Bengals. The Colts have a good defense, but Carson Wentz is just dragging himself like a goddamn robot held together by glue and gum. I think we can give this to the Colts because even though, yeah, they pulled off the upset win against the Jets, they also pulled the upset win against the Titans and then continued to suck for the rest of the season. So it's the Jets, so there's no joy in New Jersey Jets. So I hate to say it, but the Colts are gonna get this win. Anyway, so let's move on to our next game. Our next game is the Raiders and the Giants. Giants, you had a close game with the Chiefs. Raiders, you're dealing with your wide receiver, Henry Ruggs, being possibly going to jail for manslaughter for a DUI. And Raiders, you're also inconsistent, but having said that, I'm going to give this to the Raiders. I think they have enough weapons on offense, and the Raiders, say what you want. They've been fighting through a lot of adversity around their team, especially with stuff John Gruden said, the team suffering financial problems, and now Henry Ruggs, your star wide receiver, is out for a DUI. I think they have enough weapons, and also the Giants are just straight garbage, so yeah, I think the Raiders are going to pull out a win. I do see this being a fight, though. Someone's telling me this is going to be a fight. Anyway, next up we got an NFC South divisional game between the Falcons and the Saints. Saints, you've lost Michael Thomas, but it's the Falcons. The Falcons are going to falc. They're, it's the only bird I know that chokes. Will they put up a fight? Yeah. Now, the new QB they've had, their third-string QB, Terry Simeon, is being carried by a very strong Saints defense. Like I said, Michael Thomas is out. Amari Cooper is still in. So, do I think this could be NFC? Divisional games always bring out the best in both teams for the most part. Do I see the Saints still winning, even though they have a third-string QB? Although I have heard that there is the possibility of Taysom Hill taking over. They've lost Jameis Winston because the Bucs decided to destroy his leg for the rest of the season. So the I'm going to give this one to the Saints. I think even though despite injuries, it's still the Falcons and it's the Saints. It's the Falcons taking on the Saints. It's not going to be pretty. Next up, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bills, you had a rough, rocky start against a team you should be beating out. But again, divisional games always, like I said, are hard to tell. Jaguars, you're the Jaguars. This is an easy one. This is the Bills. Next up is the Browns taking on the Bengals. Browns, you've been snake bit. I feel bad for Baker Mayfield. I don't understand why there's such overriding hate for Baker Mayfield. I get the hate for Tom Brady. I really get it. The guy's a piece of shit on and off the field. He's a total fucking diva. Baker Mayfield, really, all he does is do commercials. I don't understand the hate. He also gets head from his girlfriend in cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, which, I don't see the problem there. Cheesecake Factory and head? Sign me up. Anyway, Maybe I don't know. I just don't I don't understand the vehement hate for Baker Mayfield. Like, I don't get it. But Bengals, you had a heartbreaker. You were the top of the AFC. Yeah, the top of the AFC belonged to the Bengals. But this is going to be a tough one. The Browns are beaten to all hell. The Bengals are probably going to be pissed off after that win. This is a tough one to call. This is a real... Like, usually you'd say this is going to be like a shit show. But honestly, this might be a good game. Like I've always said, like, divisional games always bring out the best in both teams. But I'm going to say this is going to go to the Bengals. As much as I love the Browns, and I do think they could still take this even though they're wounded, I think I'm going to give this to the Bengals. Yeah, everyone's already hitting the panic button on the Bengals because, oh, we lost to the Jets. Everyone hit the panic button on the Titans after they lost to the Jets. And then they came back and beat the shit out of the Chiefs and beat the Bills in back-to-back succession. So don't think, it's any given Sunday. Don't just say, oh, they lost to the Jets, they're a lolcow now. That's not how this works. Like, yeah, you suffered a bad loss. I imagine the Bengals are probably going to be like, okay, that's how it's going to be. All right. But the Browns are going to be like that too because they just lost to Big Brother. They just lost to the Steelers in a horrible game. So I think this is going to be a dogfight, and though much as it pains me, I am giving this the Bengals. I think they are becoming more and more legitimate the more you see them. That defense is getting stronger. That offense, and Joe Burrow is just raring to prove a point. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to give this to the Bengals, but this could easily go in the Browns' favor. Next up, you got the Patriots taking on the Panthers. Hey, Bill, how's it feel to have a very weak-ass schedule? I still don't have any faith in Mac Jones, even though, yeah, you beat the Chargers by a small margin. And you also nearly lost the Texans. I still have no, I still don't, yeah, you're gonna beat the Panthers. I'm already giving this to the Patriots, but I have no faith in the Patriots post-Brady. Yeah, Bill Bell, do I think they'll be a team that will be, like a threat to other teams? Yeah, I still think they will be a threat. But I think, it's the return of the Patriots empire. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe this is the return, Mac Jones is the next Tom Brady. I don't believe that for a second. Anyway. But still, Patriots. Panthers, you're fucking frauds. Anyway. Next up, speaking of frauds, let's talk about the Broncos taking on the Cowboys. Broncos... Yeah, did you guys like being a 3-0 team? Now you're 4-4. You guys are complete garbage. I don't know what to say. You lost Von Miller. And the Cowboys, even though Dak suffered an injury, he is scheduled to come back. And even when they didn't have their QB, they had enough weapons on offense to fight off a, while struggling, still decent Vikings team. So, yeah, I'm going to give this to the Cowboys. Now that they have Dak Prescott back, that offense is going to be, just even more, just more powerful. Sorry, my phone's just going off. But yeah, Broncos, what the fuck. Anyway, but yeah, Cowboys, yeah, how about them Cowboys? Speaking of the Vikings, they're going to be taking on the Ravens. Ravens, you've been up and down this whole season. Vikings, you guys have suffered some heartbreaking losses, but still, there is a lot of, talent there. There is still a lot of talent on that defense, especially. Ravens, you guys are hot, like the definition of that Katy Perry song. You are hot and then you're cold. I don't know what version of the Ravens are going to show up this week, but I am going to give this I'm going to give this to the Ravens, but the Vikings could actually pull off a win. I do think the Vikings have shown they have a lot of strength on both I would say offense, but their defense is where it really shines. So I'm going to give this one to the Ravens, but I would not be shocked if the Vikings pull off a win. All you got to do is really just stop Lamar Jackson from running. Next up, we've got the definition of Tank Bowl. Texans versus Dolphins. Dolphins, it's been a heartbreaker after everyone thought, it's the return of the Dolphins. Then you had the Vikings. Then you had this year. You've literally shown your hand is like after that win against the Patriots, it's been like just one heartbreaker after another. Texans, you're no better. You got 22 points in the fourth quarter. That doesn't even show the ass kicking the Rams put on you. So this is a hard one because both teams are just going to try to outsuck one another. It's one of those games where it's like, who wants to watch this? Like, who really wants to watch these teams? I think I'm going to give this one to the Texans mostly because I've just been it's been embarrassing to see the Dolphins this season. But don't think you're suddenly going to the Super Bowl or suddenly being a good team, Texans. You are still a garbage organization, so it's just like I think you're just going to suck a little less this time around. Anyway, so next up we got the Chargers taking on the Eagles. Chargers, it's been back-to-back heartbreakers. Justin Herbert hasn't been playing as well as he has in the opener of this game. Eagles, you guys pummeled your last opponent into the dirt. You pummeled the Lions into the dirt. Even though I said it could go in the Lions' favor, you said, no, we're gonna put 40 points on them and grind their soul into like a meat grinder. But I think I am gonna the Chargers. You guys have had back-to-back losses, but Eagles might put up a fight. But I am giving this to the Chargers. I think they are gonna finally get their shit together, and the Eagles. Yeah, you guys are just you've got 3 to 4 draft picks next season. Just look forward to that. So I'm gonna give that one to the Chargers. Next up, we got a game that should have been really awesome, but now it's been completely fucked. Chiefs taking on the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Green Bay Packers. Okay, I'm going to talk about this. So, for those who don't know, it was announced today, as of this recording, that Aaron Rodgers has been confirmed with COVID and will not be playing next week. Rodgers, what the fuck? You know, there is such a thing as this pandemic going around. Not only that, you lied about being vaccinated to your organization. You lied about it to the media. You lied about it to your own organization. You lied about it to your own teammates. So I have no after that heartbreaker, that just pummeling you had to the Saints, you've been consistently winning, and at the same time, you also beat the last undefeated team in the Cardinals. And, yeah, the Chiefs are also a shit show in their own right. They barely eked out a win against the Giants. It doesn't make any sense to me. This should have been, you'd think this would have been, a cool Mahomes versus Rodgers game. But no, Rodgers just had to go be a prima donna and not, lie about being vaccinated in the middle of a pandemic that's killing thousands of people, no less. Also, you have a defense the Chiefs' defense eating a bag of shit. Patrick Mahomes has turned into classic Jameis Winston. This is going to be a shit show of a game. This is going to be what we all thought would be the game of the season, of the 2021 regular season outside of the playoffs, is going to be a fucking shit show. Now, who do I think... Now, we don't know... We do know that I think they said Jordan Love is vaccinated, as is Blake Bortles. But really, those are your two options for quarterbacks. Blake Bortles and Jordan Love for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying, that's what we're going to be getting. There's also the fear that many of the Green Bay Packers team, like Devontae Adams, Tunyon is out. That is a very wounded team. And even if they are still wounded... this is a team that has managed to get shit done, consistently done. It has managed to get shit consistently done. But now I just don't know what to think. This is going to be a shit show of a game when it should have been, And I'm not mad about the game itself. I'm more mad about how these teams have, taken a respective nosedive suddenly. The Chiefs went to back-to-back Super Bowls, won one, and, fucked up in the second one. And now the Chiefs are mediocrity again. And then you have Rodgers, who lied to everyone to their faces about being vaccinated, and this happens. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I really don't know what to say about any of this. I'm not mad that this game's gonna suck. I'm more mad at the respective teams who have suddenly just decided to just cave in on themselves. Now, as to who I think might win in these games, I'm going to give this slightly to the Packers because even though they're going to be out without Rodgers, they're going to be without some of their players, they still have a lot of what they've shown every week that they can be, still a force to be reckoned with. The Chiefs have been garbage. Especially that Chiefs defense is just paper mache. It's like early season Titans level bad. Like, I think it's worse. Actually, no, it is worse, because I saw my Titans beat the shit out of them a few weeks ago. So, no Aaron Rodgers. Mahomes is playing like Jameis Winston. I'm still giving it to the Packers, but again, this could easily go in the Chiefs' favor, and the sole ground of it's a beaten and battered Packers team taking on a team that is now barely hanging on to at least getting a wild card. Like, that's their best option, because the Chargers and the Raiders are clearly, even though they are getting beaten the hell and back to external forces, they are showing we are going to keep fighting through. They clearly deserve to be in the playoffs. Not you, Chiefs. Yeah, they deserve to be in the playoffs. Chargers and the Raiders are playing like a team that doesn't have anything to lose, because they really don't. You, however, have shown that you're fucking frauds this entire season. Packers, you know better. You've basically allowed Aaron Rodgers to play diva this whole fucking season. And and not only that, you've basically just forced him into that because you couldn't even give him a fucking bone this entire fucking season. Both teams have consistently fucked up. Fucking Christ, man. Anyway, Packers, but this could go in the Chiefs' favor. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, moving on to the Cardinals and 49ers. We've got an NFC West Division game. Cardinals, you're out with J.J. Watt for the rest of the season. Kyler Murray might be still out. But it is still a threat of a team. I do think that they are going to be going to the playoffs. But again, this is the Cardinals where you think they're really good for the first half of the season. Like, oh yeah, Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl. And then reality sets in and is like, fuck that. So could this be the start of that? I don't know. But it's not going to be here because the 49ers have just been shit this whole season. So Cardinals, I think, are going to irk out a win. I think even without Kyler or JJ, they still have a lot of good weaponry on offense and defense to hold their own. But like I've always said, these divisional games are always tough to call. I am giving this more to the Cardinals, but who knows? Anyway, moving on to my Tennessee Titans taking on the LA Rams in a Sunday night primetime game that is going to hurt me. Because we are without Derrick Henry for the rest of the season. Fuck. Rams are, and also the Rams have now added Von Miller to that defense, along with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. That is a steel wall. And I was really excited to see Derrick Henry versus Aaron Donald. I was excited for that. We're not getting that, but they did assign Adrian Peterson, who... Yeah, I'm not a fan of Adrian Peterson. That guy is a wife beater. So I'm not gonna cheer that, oh, we got a star running back who's 30, almost 40 fucking years old. Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to look good. The Rams are literally playing like they want not just the number one seed they want the number one spot in the NFC West. They're playing like they want to go to the fucking Super Bowl. They're playing like they are fighting to win the entire game. Like they've traded all their draft picks for the first and second round. I think some of their third round too. And they're basically like, yeah, this is a all-in situation for them. Like, they're basically going all in on all of this. Titans, I know we do, like, I think the game is, like, I don't think it's all lost for the Titans. They still have a lot of weapons on offense. I still think Ryan Tannehill is a really good, I think he's an underrated quarterback. There's also, we still have Julio Jones, we got AJ Green, and again, Peterson is a decent running back, but I think his best days are behind him. I think I'm going to, as much as I am a Titans fan, I am giving this to the Rams. They are just a powerhouse. And even if we did have Henry, I was going to give this to the Rams. Because they just have so many weapons on defense and on offense. This is a team that is probably going to the Super Bowl. Like, this is one of those 3 NFC teams that are going to the Super Bowl. The other two possibly being the Bucs and the Packers. But the way the Rams are going all in, I think they are just saying, no, this season is all or nothing. But, as much as I've said it before, like, the last 2 times I said that the Titans were going to lose to an all-star team, we beat them back-to-back. Obviously, the Chiefs and the Bills. So maybe this reverse jinx, maybe the Titans will eke out a win. Finally, we have, for our Monday night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Chicago. Hey, Steelers, how's it feel to beat on weak teams when you get punched in the mouth by a real team? And your quarterback is a rapist whose body's breaking down. You don't deserve to be here, but you're probably going to win, and then you're going to think, Big Ben, he can still go. He's good as Tom Brady. Look at him throw a ball and molest another woman. Fuck the Steelers. They're still going to win. The Bears have just been complete garbage. I feel bad for Justin Fields. I really do. But, yeah, Matt Nagy needs to get fired out of a cannon into the sun, and the Steelers are going to get another win. They're fighting for a wild card spot. Do I think they're going to get it? I don't know. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much my predictions for Week 9. For those who watch this, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.